Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead, Dead City. This one is going to be doing another discussion topic video. This one is a pretty major one because obviously the ending of The Walking Dead 11/24. I want to discuss the major question going into this spinoff. Is Annie going to already be dead by the time we start Dead City? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead, Dead City. Doing more videos now for The Walking Dead spinoffs, not so much the main show. Although we do have a lot more top 10 videos coming up this week as well too, because I know you guys have been enjoying those. So we will do a few more top 10 lists coming up soon. But this one is going to be focusing on Dead City and the Negan and Maggie spinoff. We're going to talk about Annie in this video. So this has been a very big question. I know it's been kind of a question ever since Annie's been introduced, low-key, because we've always known that there's going to be a Maggie and Negan spinoff series, and we've always wondered, I mean, basically since she's been introduced in the Walking Dead show, which was season 11, episode 13, is she going to survive? Is she going to make it into Dead City? Now, I know my prediction, I know a lot of your guys' predictions as well too, was that we all thought that Annie would more than likely die in, some point in 11C. And surprisingly, not only did she survive 11C, but she actually was not included in the series finale at all. The last time we saw her was her saying goodbye to Negan at the beginning of 1123, and we haven't really seen her since. We know she's okay, but, we haven't seen her since. So one of the biggest things that I really notice about Dead City, and I'm sure you guys notice it as well too, is that they've announced, and this was actually funny enough, this was yesterday, they announced this picture of all the actors that are going to be on Dead City, and you can see all of them here, and, Lauren Cohen and JDM and stuff, but there's a lot of new actors that are going to be on Dead City, which, very much excited to see that show as well. But one of the biggest things about it, and we haven't really focused on this too much, but there have been no pictures of Annie in Dead City. There have been no announcements of her joining the cast. There has been no info whatsoever, no mentions, no nothing. So she wasn't in that teaser. She wasn't in anything. So what happens to Annie? What is going to happen to Annie? Now, this is a pretty dark one, I'm not going to lie, because this is not just affecting Annie, but it's also, affecting the birth of Negan's child, which at this point, I'm really starting to lose hope that she is going to survive and that even Negan's kid is going to survive. Now, maybe the baby does survive, maybe like it's, like a Lori situation, and Negan does still have a kid, and that is still what happens, but I feel like with everything they've been doing in 11C, especially the episode 1122, when you've got like Negan and stuff, and he's like looking at Ezekiel, and he's like, I will be a father, Ezekiel. Like, I'll tell you that right now, I'm going to be a damn good father, I feel like, I don't know, man. They've been setting this up for a while. They didn't do it in the main show. They let Annie survive the main show, which I do think is interesting. And, that's why I really think a lot of people are kind of mistaken when I hear people saying this all the time, that Dead City is not going to have any impact on the main Walking Dead, and you don't have to watch Dead City to find out what happens. Like, to be honest, you really do, because, you got to find out what happens to Negan. You got to find out what happens, after the events of Walking Dead and after Negan left, and this is your way of doing that. Now, I'm going to get to my prediction, which I think is a very, very big one. I think it's pretty obvious where this is going, but this is what I'm thinking, is I think we are going to see a death pretty darn early on in Dead City. And I think that the actress for Annie is going to make a guest appearance. I think that's why she's not advertised in the main cast for Dead City. I think we're going to see the actress for Annie come back as a guest appearance in 101 of Dead City. And I think they're going to have it be where Annie dies during childbirth, and the baby, guys, call me nuts, I think is dead too. And before you wonder why I say that, keep in mind, Jeffrey D. Morgan did say that Negan goes back to his old ways, and Negan goes back to a lot more of what he used to be like. Now, we don't know what capacity, we don't know how much, but keep that in mind. Jeffrey D. Morgan did say that recently. So when I'm hearing Jeffrey D. Morgan talking about Negan going back to his old ways, and Negan going back to not exactly who he used to be, like, obviously, he's not going to have, like, this big rivalry and stuff with, like, Maggie. I mean, there might be a bit, of tension there, but nothing crazy. But Negan, I definitely think going to his old ways again is kind of low-key confirming that something must happen, because Annie is not seen in Dead City. She's not an actress that's advertised for Dead City, which you'd think she would be since she's with Negan. So I definitely think you add all those things up, and you add the way that Negan seems to be acting in Dead City, and from what we've seen, like, you know, there's the one picture where Maggie's, like, holding a knife at Negan's throat, and it looked like he, like, tried to take a swipe at her or something. So I'm like, okay, like, obviously, Negan has definitely, something has happened to him, right? And nothing would affect him at this point. Like, he's got nothing to lose except for Annie, and except for that kid. And that is easily the prediction I'm going to make, is that Annie will die. I think we're going to get a pretty insane introduction to Dead City, and I think we're going to see that death firsthand, and I think it's going to be insane, right? We're either going to see it or Negan's going to tell us, and it's going to be pretty freaking messed up. Because, no offense to Annie, no offense to the actress or anything like that, she does a great job, but the Annie character, I'm not going to lie, is not, like, the most, like, incredible character in the world. Like, Lucille was a lot more of, like, a, interesting character. Annie, I would say, like, she's there, you know, like, as a character, she's not bad or anything, but she's just kind of been there, you know what I mean? So I could see where maybe Negan just tells a story about what happens, although I could see them showing something. I really could. Because one way or another, with the way Negan's acting and the way he's behaving, there's no way Annie's alive. No way. And I would more than likely believe that the baby didn't make it too. That's what I'm thinking. Because I feel like they've teased Negan being a father for so long now, and they've really built that up. Like, yeah, he's gonna be a father. He's gonna be a father. He's gonna be a damn good father. And you think, like, oh, wait a minute, Annie survived the main Walking Dead. Oh, crap, like, maybe she's gonna be okay. And then they, then they do it in Dead City. I think that'd be pretty freaking insane. Because, I just don't see a scenario where Annie lives. I really don't. Not anymore. I really don't think that we would, have teasers and photos and all this stuff and releasing, like, full cast info with, like, all the actors that are listed in the show and not to have her advertised in that. Yeah, Annie, in my opinion, guys, is 100% dead. And I actually like the twist, because I like how they keep her alive at the end of Walking Dead. You're like, oh, like, maybe we're okay. And then Dead City, it's like, nope, she does die, right? But I gotta tell you, man, that is going to be one hell of a moment for Negan. And honestly, I understand why he's going to be acting more kind of like, like the old Negan. It makes sense. The only thing I don't want is I don't want him turning into, like, the moron that, wants to kill Daryl and Maggie and the rest of them, That's what I hope. Because you also, at the same time, you can kill Annie and you can make Negan more, out there and stuff. And, have him behaving like his old ways. But if he starts, like, wielding, like, a Lucille around in front of Maggie after saying that he's sorry because he understands what she went through, and then he builds a new Lucille or something, like, that would be kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be a little bit ridiculous. But I'll say one thing is, Negan having more of an attitude against Maggie, more so saying, like, look, I apologize, you didn't take it, so you know what, like, that's up to you now, it's not my problem. I don't have a family anymore, like, that's up to you, I really don't care. And more of, like, a careless Negan, I would like to see that. That would actually make a lot of sense. But for Negan to go back to, like, bashing people's heads in and, like, doing all that, I find that to be a little bit of a reverse in the redemption arc that is kind of bad, not gonna lie. Like, you build up this redemption arc for Negan in Season 9, Season 10, Season 11. To throw that away in Dead City and, like, have Negan try to kill Maggie or something, like, it's not gonna happen. There's no way that they would do that, but I think that Annie's death is what they mean by Negan acting more like the old Negan, because I think he's going to be a lot less careless, right? He's got nothing to lose anymore, so he's going to be a lot more like, you know what, Maggie, like, you want to throw an insult at me? I'll throw one back, like that sort of thing. Like, I feel like it's going to be a lot more of, like, a careless Negan, but not so much of, like, psycho murderer Negan either, right? But I guess we also have to also acknowledge that Negan is wearing a leather jacket in the teaser, so, there is that as well. But anyway, I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys think that Annie is already dead? I unfortunately think so, and man, that's going to suck for Negan, because I don't think he's going to get to be a father, guys. I really don't. And that's going to be hard to watch, not going to lie. That's going to be really insane. So, yeah, guys, I do think that by the timeline of Dead City, I think Annie will be dead. and I think that that's why the actress is not in the show, and I think that's why she's not been advertised, and I think that's why there's no pictures, and that's why Negan's acting the way he does. I think it all kind of comes together, and I honestly, when you add all that up, like, yeah, it makes sense. So, anyway, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys feel about the Annie character? Do you think there's a mega twist and she's alive, or do you agree with me and you think that Annie is very much dead, and maybe even the kid too, which would be kind of screwed up, to be honest. So, anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button to miss any other videos of The Walking Dead and Dead City. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official to get more videos like this, and I'll see you guys really soon for more Walking Dead, Dead City videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories, walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories